Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be showing you how I do my makeup for Nozfest and how I get my makeup to last such a long time, as I do often get asked, how do you get your makeup to last all day, and also how do you do your makeup for Nozfest. So hopefully in this video I will give you some tips and tricks and show you how I created this look, which is my go-to Nozfest look with a different lip, but I think this lip looks amazing. It looks even more stunning in person. So I hope you do enjoy this video, and yeah, let's get into it. Right, as you can see, I'm quite shiny, so I'm just gonna show you what I do before I do my makeup. And today I've gone in with the Tatcha Dewy Skin Cream, which has created this nice dewy look, and it will still look dewy under my foundation. So I have done that. I've also used the Florence by Mills coffee lip scrub to get any dead skin off my lips, and then I've just used the Jeffree Star lip oil in Self Made just to give them a little bit of nourishment. You can probably see there's slight gold flakes, which is kind of cute. Yeah, so now I'm going to go in and do my foundation. Okay, so I am currently using the Fenty Beauty foundation Pro Filter in the shade 150 in soft matte. I do like to have a matte finish, even though I've got the dewy cream underneath, it will probably still show up. This does oxidize slightly yellow on me, as I have I have picked up the wrong shade, but at the moment kind of working out for me. Just going to be looking over here because that is where my mirror is. But yeah, it does go slightly yellow on me, as you can probably tell, but I kind of like that at the moment because it's hiding things that I need hiding, which is really good. But in the summer, when I do catch a little bit of colour, it doesn't look as obvious. In the winter it looks a little bit silly, but in the summer it doesn't look so bad. And this is a very, very good foundation. It is one of the higher end ones, but it does the job. It's full coverage. So yes, obviously I'm going to be talking about how I get my makeup to last as long as it does, which is from 6 o'clock in the morning to about 2 a.m. the next day for Nozfest. And that is by using these sort of products. So this is matte, so it will dry down with a matte finish, which is going to help it last a bit longer. It's also full coverage, so it won't shear out throughout the day, which is really good, and it's just going to make my skin look like there's nothing wrong with it, which again, absolutely love that for me right now. Definitely recommend trying this formula. It's really lovely. I haven't had any problems with it yet, which is great. I'm going to put a little bit down my neck, but if you can see, if the camera picks up, I did have a little bit of urticaria today, but it's not as bad as it has been. And luckily for me, makeup doesn't seem to cause it to react. So I want to give as clear presentation as I can. You do need to do your neck and your ears when doing makeup, otherwise it just looks a bit silly. I need to do it with this one in particular as well because it is such a different shade. So it looked like my head's floating if I don't obviously blend it out with the rest of me. But go in with a damp beauty blender. That's how I tend to do my foundation and concealers. It's really quick and it works best for me, and that's actually blended out really well today. That's actually given me a really nice base. I wasn't expecting it to do that. I haven't done makeup for so long, in like a month, so bear with. But yeah, that looks really nice today. Now I'm going to go in with concealer, and I am going to be using the Jeffree Star concealer, Magic Star concealer in the shade C3. This is a really lovely shade, and actually it's quite light, so it's going to help blend out that foundation, as the foundation is dark on me and a bit yellow, like I said just now. It's actually going to sort of help level it out a little bit, so it doesn't look as like, what the hell have you done to your face? I am running out of this, which is a bit of a shame. There's a little spot there, I'm just going to try and conceal. But that's pretty much where I put my concealer. And then again, just going to go in with my beauty blender and blend that out. Sorry about all the faces I'm going to be making. Again, you want a long-lasting product. I know Jeffree Star does make really good, especially concealers. He's amazing with the concealer formula, and it works so well with this foundation, because unfortunately some foundations and concealers don't work together. They can clog or they can separate, and it just looks really bad. But this actually blends together really, really well, which I'm so happy about. Because I do love his concealer a lot. And you just want to conceal those dark worn areas, because obviously you want to look like you're enjoying yourself at a festival, don't you? So yeah, and that's my concealer done. Whilst I remember, I'm going to do my eyebrows. I don't really need to do anything to my eyebrows, and this doesn't really do a lot for me, but I like putting it on because it just makes me feel like I've completed my look. And it is the Got2b, what's that actually called? I don't know. I just know it's by Got2b, which do the hairspray products, and this is just gonna like place my eyebrows, like stick them in place. It's basically an eyebrow gel, and I try and comb my eyelashes the wrong way, like this. It never like looks like this for the rest of the day, but, and I always do it after foundation, because if I do it before, you can tend to see where I haven't blended it out, because my eyebrows are sticky. So I do it after my foundation, but this will just give me eyebrows. I'm sorry about the lighting. I'm using natural light today, and I'm using a different setting on my camera. So that was a bit dark for a second. I do apologise. Yeah, I just brush them upwards like this, and throughout the video you will see them just go back to my normal eyebrows, but I don't know, it just makes me feel like I've done my full face if I do my eyebrows. Now I'm going to go in with my Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, just to prep my eyeshadow. I like to do it a little bit before I do my eyeshadow, just so it's got time to set, because I haven't finished my face yet, but I like it to set. And I also put a little bit under my eye, because I like to do a smoky eye, so I do also need to prime my under eyes just like this. Oh, I can feel like I haven't slept with this eye. That's fine, just like this. Okay, and then I just use my finger to blend that into my skin, and this is the product that is going to allow or make my eyeshadow stick to my face and last all day. I used to just use concealer to stick my eyeshadow down before I got this, but this is an actual game changer and a lifesaver. So if you are heavy on the eyeshadow like myself, I'm a big eyeshadow person and I like colourful eyeshadow, this is the product for you. It's amazing. That's what it says on the tin, basically. Bit pricey, but basically sometimes you need to spend extra in order for things to do what they say for longer. That is how I look at it when it comes to makeup. And if I'm going to be spending like an hour doing my face, then I want it to last as long as possible. So yeah, Urban Decay eyeshadow primer, banging. Right, this is one of the favourite parts of doing makeup for me, and that is contour. This is the MAC Studio Fix contour palette, and I'm going to be using this shade here, which is called Emphasis, and this shade here called Taupe. In the summer, I'm probably going to be using this shade because I'll be a little bit tanned. I don't really tan, but I will have colour, and that is called Sculpt. But today, because it's dark and I'm pale, I'll just be using my standard, which is Taupe, and I'm going to create my bone structure. Basically, I'm going to contour my face so that I look less round, hopefully. Yes, so let's just do my nose first. I know cream products are quite a thing at the moment and have been for a while. I haven't actually ever used cream products, so I can't tell you what my opinion on them is or if I like them. But I'm going to just say that probably in the summer and for a festival, it might be better if you do use powder products, as that is gonna just last that little bit longer, and you can also top it up throughout the day if you need to. But a cream product's going to melt into your skin a lot better, but that also means if you are going to be sweating and in the heat, it could also melt off quicker. Whereas with the powder, it's going to set for that just a little bit longer. And even though we are lucky enough at Nozfest to have air conditioning, so you don't need to be sweaty, you also want to have a good time, and it does get hot in there still, you know. And if you're dancing around and having a couple of beers with your mates or whatever, make sure you just do your ears as well. Your makeup's going to slide off a little bit because you are getting hot and sweaty, so you want to make sure that it doesn't move. That's how I do my contour. I need to really practice doing it again, to be honest, but hey ho. This is probably going to be so boring to so many people. I can't believe I'm actually filming the whole thing. I wasn't going to do that, but oh wow, it might be therapeutic for someone. Just make sure you do your ears so that it's all blended in, so you're one colour. My most asked question, to be fair, by females at Nozfest is how do you do your makeup and how do you get it to stay on looking the way it does all day. So this is why I'm doing this video, because I'm assuming me doing this is what is why it stays on. I mean, I know it is, because it is. I mean, I've been doing makeup for a long time now. I've been probably doing it this way for about 5, 6, 7, 8, 7 years maybe. But I've always been a big makeup person. I just love it. I like how I can present myself differently with makeup when I wear makeup, and how I can make my features look nicer and more accentuated. Just gonna put a little bit on my collarbone and down my neck to blend it out. You can literally see the colour difference, but because my foundation is so stark, I do like to just contour around there. So if I'm not, you know, if I'm wearing something that's, you know, you're not gonna see that, do you know what I mean? It's gonna look shit now, but trust me, trust the process. It's also going to look awful on this camera because I've got a different setting on. I wanted to use an advanced setting so you can actually see things properly, a little bit more in depth. So yeah, it's probably going to pick up things I don't want it to, but hey ho. Make sure you get that jawbone. See, and I like to just go under my chin as well, just to make sure that that's also blended out. Okay, so that is the brown part of my face done. Then I like to use this. I've had this palette for ages, and I don't think they do it anymore. And this is the Rimmel London. I don't actually know what it is. It's like a contour palette with highlighter, contour. I used to use this until I got my MAC, and it's got a blush in it. And I really like doing my blush like this at the moment, which is just get a little brush, blush stippling brush, and you just up here, and I like to do it above my eyebrows as well, just like this. That bit of hair's annoying me, I'm gonna have to change that in a sec. And just go round my eye like this, basically, in a little C, and that just gives me a little bit of colour, because with the contour and the concealer it can take away some colour, so I'm just going to add it back. That actually looks really nice. Nice. And then on my nose I'm going to go in that white shade I said earlier, put it on the end of my nose, down here, just like this, and also above my lip to highlight my Cupid's bow, and under my lip too, just to give them a bit of definition. And then I'm going to blend it out. Totally missed a step, which I knew would happen. I like to go in with the Jeffree Star, I think it's Magic Star again, setting powder. This is in translucent. You need to use it sparingly, because if you do get photographed with a flash, you are going to get flashback from it, which basically means it's going to pick up the white in the powder, and it's going to look like you haven't done your makeup properly, so do be careful with that. But this is what is going to set your cream products in place. Just going to get some on the lid. I've had this for so long, it's amazing. And just go in with your wet beauty blender. I try and get the side of it just like this, and it's going to go under my eyes just like that, and it's going to set my concealer so that my concealer doesn't move throughout the day, so my eyes shouldn't crease up basically, and it's just going to give another bit of lightness to my eye as well. And yeah, so by the time you've done your contour, that was way too much product then, never mind, just empty that back in. By the time you've done your contour and everything, it should look like this. As you can see, I have been blending out that contour so that it looks not so weird, because you don't want to leave it like that, because that would be wrong. So you need to blend it out, and I just use this buffing brush to make sure that I use circular motions to try and blend it into my skin and my ears and my neck. You want to make it look as if you haven't just drawn lines on your face, obviously, as good as you can. I've also blended off that powder. You just basically flick it and it melts into the skin, and you can see it's really set my eyes there. And there's my nose. Yeah, and hopefully, as you can see, even though every product I've used so far has been pretty matte, including my foundation, my skin still looks a bit dewy, which is because of that lovely Tatcha skin cream, and it's going to just sit underneath my makeup, help it to stick to my face all day. Always prime your face, whether that be with an actual makeup primer or a really good tacky moisturizer. I've got several moisturizers I use. I use the Simple moisturizer, Jeffree Star hydrating moisturizer, and the Tatcha, and every single one of them has helped stick, not all in one go, pick one product, has helped stick to my face. You want a nice tacky base basically, so that your makeup sticks to it, and it just keeps your face hydrated all day and feeling nice too, so that you don't feel like you're really cakey, because that's also not a nice feeling. I can see little bits of swelling and urticaria, but won't let it put me off. Right, and that is basically how I do my base. Now probably the bit most of you want to see, and that is how I do my eyeshadow. I'm going to do the same look as I did last year for Nozfest. So if you saw me last year or pictures, I'm going to do that makeup today and show you how I did it. It's inspired by Louboutin shoes, and I'm just going to show you how I did it. I've just highlighted my inner corners with the Jeffree Star eye gloss, which is in the shade Blunt of Diamonds, and it's very pretty. and I'm just going to highlight my inner corners. And then I'm going to be using today the Jeffree Star Weirdo palette, which is my favourite palette. It is a miniature, but this palette is all I pretty much need. It's got all the colours in it that I use day to day. And yeah, like I could probably get rid of all my makeup and just keep this and be quite happy. But this is what I'm going to use. And just to show you what the palette looks like. Looks like this. I'm going to go in with the shade Scene Queen, which this is this red colour. You can use any red. You don't have to use all the same products as I'm using. I'm just showing you how I do mine and what products I use to do my makeup, but obviously you do you. But yeah, I'm going to go with the red shade, and I'm just going to use that as my transition shade in the crease and pop it like this. And you want to make sure that it goes right up to the brow bone, especially if you've got hooded eyes like mine, which means when you shut your eye you can't see it. So you want to make sure you're just blending that as high as possible so that you can see the red. Make sure you get that in the crease as well, just right at the bottom, and work your way up in circular motions, so that you're blending it into the skin and not just wiping it on. Make sure you get your inner corner too and buff that in, and try and get it as pigmented as you can. So you really want to see that red shade, basically. I love doing my makeup like this because I love the pop of colour that I get from it. And I started doing this, like I said, because I wanted to try and make my face look like a Louboutin shoe. And as soon as I perfected the look, I just couldn't stop doing it because it looks so pretty. And it makes me very, very happy. I always have one eye that blends better than the other, which is annoying. And I don't know why. I've got a little bit of urticaria just here. It should be fine because, like I said, makeup doesn't seem to react with it. But it's going to be interesting to see if I can blend around it or what it's going to look like under makeup. If you can still see it. It's quite therapeutic doing this, you know. I don't really do my makeup on camera because I don't really have the utensils to film it for a start, and I don't know what I'm doing. This is all makeshift. This is just how I do my makeup. There's going to be like actual people that can do makeup amazing watch this and be like, what the hell is she doing? But I'm just a girl. I'm just a little girl and I'm trying to learn. Right, now we've done the red, I'm just going to go in with this colour here, which is called Glamour Shot, and it's a white shade. Again, you can, oh wow, I've hit pan. Oh, that hasn't happened. So I've obviously been using this palette a lot. Just going to go at the top and blend the white and the red together and highlight that brow bone. That's what you want to do. And I like to blend it right up to my nose, so it just gives like my eye a little bit of definition. My eye and nose, just a bit of extra sleekness, I guess that's what you're gonna call it. Just like that. Cool. Right, now to create that smoky sort of eye look, you're going to want to use a black shade, and I'm going to go in, they look so similar. I don't know if you can see on camera as well, they look so similar, but I think I'm actually going to use the shade Weirdo, which is the center color here, and I'm just going to put a little bit on my brush, tap off any excess, and then underneath where you've put the red, you're gonna pop your black. And you don't want to blend it upwards because then there'd be no point in the transition shade. The transition shade is there to blend everything together. And I know it's red, but that's what makes it so cool. But you're just gonna follow the shape of your eye, and again with circular motions, just blend that into the red shade, but don't try not to build it upwards, build it inwards, if that makes any sense. So you want to press it into the crease of your eye really gently and just use this circular motion to just build the colour and create a nice blend between the two shades. So it sort of looks like this. And again with the other eye. Sorry, I've got YouTube on in the background and it's Mick Jagger singing in 1969 in Hyde Park. And I was like, what is that noise? Mick. I should know I'm an expert, but that just threw me off for a second. I don't know if you can hear it. He's singing Stray Cat Blues. Gotta love a bit of Mick. Maybe I'll show you how I do. I also do makeup like Mick Jagger, and that's so fun and always makes me feel super confident when I do it. So maybe I'll do a makeup video like that. If you like makeup videos that I'm doing, please do let me know, because I mean, I'd happily show people how I do my makeup. I basically do it the same all the time. It's basically just variations of this with different colours. Okay, right, that's the black done. Now for the smokiness under the eye, I'm going to go in with Freak Show, which is a slightly darker black. Just going to run that under your lash line and blend it up into your, it meets your other eye, if that other part of your eye, like this. Don't worry about it looking rubbish because we're going to blend it. So it doesn't matter if it looks really bad, as long as you've laid down the basics. I just love how girls do their makeup with like this face. Don't know why we do that, but I can't do my makeup without pulling a face. Reflex, huh? Weird. So yeah, just do that. And then what I normally do is I go back in with my wonderful blending brush, which is, I don't know actually what it's called because I've used it so much it's rubbed off. But I'm going to go in with Punk Couture, which is a dark grey colour. And then I'm just going to blend out the black. Don't worry if it looks bad because we're not finished. And makeup is a process and you should always trust the process. Even if you think it looks bad, you can always fix it. There's always things you can do to make it look less bad. So don't you worry, you know, don't you go worrying. Like you can see I've bumped it, but it's, hey, it's fine. And I know that looks really not good on this eye, but you won't notice it, trust me. Might just be because I've sat in a weird position, to be honest, but there you go. Yeah, and that does need altering. I'm going to alter that off camera. Okay, and I'm just going to pop a little bit more red over that black because obviously the black has taken over on the red, so you just want to pop a little bit more red back in to make sure that you can see that red shade. Otherwise there's no point in doing this look pretty much. You're just gonna be gentle, blend and build, blend and build. That is the key with eyeshadow. You want to blend it and build it. You don't want to just go in there too heavy-handed because it can go very wrong very quickly. But now I'm going to show you how I cut my crease because that is how I do my makeup pretty much with any look, but specifically for this look, I need to cut my crease. So I'm gonna use this. I recently bought this and I don't know what it's going to be like to use on my skin, but because I'm still using the Jeffree, I'm using that to do my concealer. But this is the new Rimmel London Multitasker Concealer and Corrector in the shade 40 Ivory, which is, again, slightly too dark for me, of course. So I'm using it to cut my crease. So you want to get it like this and get a little brush. That's not a good brush. Let me find a different one. This is a better one. You want to get a little brush like this. These, I got these in a makeup set for Halloween, but they're actually perfect to just get a little bit concealer on the end. And then you want to just go round your whole eyelid, not the whole of it, but like up to about here, up to your crease. That's why it's called a cut crease. And just cut in like a neutral shade, basically, is what you're gonna do. Like this. Dink, dink. And try not to blink, because if you blink, it's gonna transfer to the top of your eyelid, and you don't want it to do that just yet, because you want it to be not wet. It's like this. Hope you can see. Don't want it to transfer either. Just gonna do that. Like so. And then you want to do the same for the other eye. Patience is key. Always be patient. I can do it quickly because I've been doing it for so long. Still goes wrong because I am quite rough. I know I said don't be heavy-handed, but I am quite rough with my makeup because I'm not very patient. But yeah, this is what is gonna create a really nice cut crease look, and also just help the cut crease stay all day. I want to go in with a flat brush and pick up that white shade again, just here, and dip your brush into it again, tap off any excess, and go over the top of your concealer with that white shade, and really try and pack that in if you can. Pat it on into the concealer so that it sticks, because that is going to make it last a lot longer, and also help to stop transferring the concealer to the top of your eyelid, which is what you don't want to happen. So it should look like this. And just do that. Really, really press that in. God, I love my facial expressions. So attractive. just dipped into burgundy then. Don't want to do that. Just like this. Lovely. Okay. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go back in with that shade Weirdo, your black shade, for your inner crease. And you're just going to go ever so lightly like that, just to blend the white in, otherwise it's going to look a little bit odd. I'm just going to be very light with it because you don't want to obviously ruin where you've just cut your crease. Just do this. Like so. And then if you need to, if you feel like you need to, then obviously I've lost the brush, but you can go in and do that. And there it is, that red shade again, just to make sure everything is fully blended. And yeah, that is the eyeshadow look. God, I just turned around and looked at my laptop and Mick Jagger was looking an awful lot like me. God, I wish I looked like that. And I wish I looked like that without makeup on as well, because he's so beautiful. Wish I was that beautiful. Anyway, yeah, so now I'm going to obviously do my eyeliner, which I'm not going to do on camera because I know I will mess it up. But I am going to show you the eyeliner that I use, and that is the Jeffree Star Beach Proof Eyeliner. This one is in the shade Gothic Beach, and this one is in the shade Drug Lord. There's a white one and a black one, and I'm going to do my makeup, and then I'm going to come back in and tell you how I do it, if that makes sense. So bear with. It's pretty wonky, my flicks, but I'm gonna just bear with. I'm gonna show you how you do the white one because it's easier than drawing out my black, but I do a fox eye wing on both eyes, obviously, and then I go in with the white shade and I put a little dot between my eye and my nose as best that I can, and then I'm do it with this eye first, I think. As gently as I can, I go around the black shade. I used to do 3 dots and then it just didn't really look cool anymore. So now I outline my wing in white so that you can see the wing a bit better. And I really do like how that looks, if I'm honest. Like that, and then I'll wait for that to dry down a bit and I will go over it again to make sure it pops, and that's basically how I do my eyeliner. Okay, I've just finished off my eyes with a Rimmel London kohl liner in my waterline and just under my lash line too to blend in that eyeshadow, and I've done my mascara, which is the Jeffree Star Beach Proof mascara, which I put on first, and then I go over the top with the Rimmel London, I believe it's Rimmel London. Let me just check before I... No, yes, it is Rimmel London in the Thrill Seeker mascara. On the actual Nozfest day, before doors open, I will pop on a pair of false lashes, which will last me the whole day, which may need re-gluing halfway through, but there's no point me putting them on at 6 AM because it'll just irritate me and they'll fall off. I also tend to just do my eyes. I don't do my waterline and I don't do my lipstick until about 12:30 before doors open, basically. But now I'm going to show you how I do my lips. I'd probably do a red lipstick, but I want to try something different today. So I'm just going to do that and see how it goes. So bear with me on that. Okay, so I have just lined my lips, which actually looks really nice. On its own, with the Fenty Beauty traced out pencil lip liner in the shade Thugs Blush 2. First of all, because I'm trying to try this new thing out where I line my lips with things. So I'm going to line my lips, and then I am going to go in with the Jeffree Star Velour Liquid Lipstick in the shade Forbidden Fruit. Give that a shake to wake up the... I haven't used this for a while, so it could be a dud, or it is, but we're going to try it anyway. And just go over like this. Ooh. It looks different in person. It looks quite nice. Probably doesn't go with my eye makeup, but who cares, huh? Let's see what it looks like. Ooh. It looks nice with the lip liner, I'm not gonna lie. Oops. Okay. Okay. That dried relatively quickly, actually. So now I'm going to go over the top with the Fenty Beauty. I don't actually know what this is. Sorry, I'm so unprofessional. It is a gloss bomb. The Fenty Beauty gloss bomb in the shade Fuchsia Fix. And I'm going to go over the top of that lipstick. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. That was such a good idea. Holy shit. Whoa. In person, that looks incredible. Wow! And yeah, that is it. That is how how I do my makeup for Nozfest and how I get my makeup to last long. I hope that has been iterated in this video. Oh, last thing I would do is actually go in with the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. Just take the glasses off, give it a little shake, and then you just want to and wait for it to dry. And yeah, there's your face is set then. I would use the setting spray a couple of times, if I'm honest, throughout doing my makeup, and then I would keep topping up the setting spray throughout the day, and that is another tip for getting it to last longer. Hopefully you have enjoyed this video, maybe learned some makeup tips, or that you've seen some products that I've used that you would quite like to use, or just something, or this has been helpful, giving you ideas of how to do makeup. Whatever reason you've watched it, I really hope you have enjoyed it and I've somewhat been informative and explanatory. And yeah, if you would like to see more from me, then please do subscribe to my channel, and I hope to see you guys on the next one. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please give it a like and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye bye.